Well, guys, the only downside to filming with your phone is when you get a call, it ruins everything. So, huge thank you to my wife for helping me get the doors off. So now the doors and hood are off of our little, at this point, go-kart. And now we can really get to the actual work. But I know some of you guys are curious. Let's weigh a couple doors real quick before my help leaves. So we're gonna come in the garage here, get the scale set up, and see what they weigh. Are you running? Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, you can step on it. Told you how heavy you are. Now watch out, Daddy's gonna put one of those on there, okay? So watch out, baby.
So these are gonna be your back side doors. And these things weigh in at, with full glass, 64 pounds. Wow, that's heavy. Yeah. Now I'm gonna go put this in the trailer real quick and then I'll grab the front door. I don't need video of this. You're just making my life harder to edit.
So.
I've taken doors out before. It's not my favorite thing to do. Oh, look up, B.
I got it.
100 pounds. Whew. So, what was the front doors?
I think it was 65.
Yeah, so even if it was 60, you got 100, 200, 320. That's crazy. So yeah, it's about a 300-pound swing, which makes sense. The fiberglass doors are super light. The mounting brackets, that's a 300-pound weight loss. Crazy, crazy. As I sit here about to move this thing, I realize that pretty much getting rid of the steel doors with fiberglass, this is, I mean, in reality, it'll look closed in, but this is really all the protection I have now. In Whitley's and I welding, I trust in this roll cage. Let's get her pulled in. Would 10 out of 10 recommend doing this with a truck that still runs? Very, very nice. Just imagine this bad boy with 2 turbos. Look out, Jace. It's crazy how much more room we have now to work on it. We can walk around the truck with the garage door shut. Now, the only thing we can't scratch is just this, which I honestly may throw some tape on it, but whew, big thanks to the Kyla for helping us out. I know we got to remove these springs, and we also have door hardware from Zach Luce. It's somewhere back there. Basically I said, he parts out 3rd gens. I said, hey, I need one of all that. So also on the weight loss topic, you know, we've been hammering home. We also still have to put our lightweight, transmission cross member in as well. So there's more weight saving. So I think 5,500 pounds, very doable. Very, very, very doable. Only downside is now the truck stays on because the door doesn't toggle the key to go off. So we'll have to dig into that a little bit. Maybe just a kill switch or something. But this has me excited. I wish you guys could have seen the doors come off, but it was pretty easy. You pop the little retainer clip out. The front doors have 2 plugs right here. Back door only has 1 plug. Back door is much easier. Back door you can drop probably by yourself. Front door, highly recommend getting some help. And there she is. No hood. Now we can do everything that we need to, including start chipping away at some of this metal fab work. We got to obviously get the engine pulled out first, which hopefully we will get to either in this video or not. We got to start pulling the nitrous stuff off. And then I gotta dive back into this wiring debacle over here. I'm real 50-50 because it works. So part of me is like, man, I think we'll just leave that alone for right now. And essentially what we do is all of our nitrous wiring is tucked up here, which it's clean. No one can see it. Now you can. I was thinking about actually popping through down there with a Deutsch connector. My thoughts were we have plenty of wire because it comes up across. We could find the wire in the cab, pull it around, and come out this side, and make our nitrous a little easier to work on. We also got some manifolds and stuff. The other things that we're going to work on is just a lot. We got, for us, the battery is going to be relocated. I don't think we're going to relocate the TIPM just yet. I don't know, maybe not. It's real 50-50 on how I feel. We could take the horns off. Don't need those anymore. Oh God, there's still water in there. And just kind of clean some of this stuff up. Exciting. We got the fiberglass doors inside. I even got the garage door shut. Very windy out. We're going to get this thing jacked up so it can be on rollers. But there are the doors. Again, big thank you to, I don't even remember who I got. They came from Alaska. I don't remember. But ended up shipping them. Shipped them really well. Hopefully they've survived. And then Mitchell over with Maverick Diesel helped us out, sent me a bunch of pictures, videos, that thank goodness for myself, they weren't the normal ones where he like, guys, it's kind of like basement grade OnlyFans that sometimes he teases with. So we got the actual footage of the doors and how they did it. Now, I don't want to say I'm going to directly copy them. However, I definitely appreciate the leg up it has given me on it. I think we're going to take what they did and kind of run with it. The only thing I'm going to kind of change is the way they did the hinges to let the doors come off. But other than that, the big thing I was curious on, you guys see the 4 hinges here. Obviously, you need to remove the spring from this door jamb. Okay. Well, there's these little X's. Let me find them. Like there's little X's on this door. And I was curious how close those X's were to the factory hinge. Because on a factory door, you have a stud and a bolt. Well, on these, we're going to have 2 studs going through the door. We're going to use some flat stock, just kind of like they did. But I was curious, do you guys go all the way up? Do they just do this? Do they only use the 2 bolts? Like how it all worked. And then especially with like the latching system, stuff like that. So I do appreciate Mitchell taking the time to go film. Who says Illinois guys don't stick together. And we do have to get rid of this spring, though. This spring will snap the fiberglass door. I knew that. And then we have to come up with a way to make these doors removable, especially the front two. I'm not too concerned about the back ones, but I want the front driver and passenger to be able to come off easy. That way, when we load the truck in the trailer, it'll be a lot easier to get in and out because there's no door. So on these hinges, just looking at them, wow, that spring is tight. Just looking at them, what I'm going to do is get rid of this part. We don't need it. We don't need this limiting bar. We will make our own limits. Not only that, they also have limits built in here mechanically with these latches. And then we are going to go ahead and also make this top hinge probably disappear and figure out how to get this whole apparatus to slide up and out. So the goal would be the door opens, you lift up, door comes off hinges, set it off to the side, set door back down, and when it's shut, it can't come up because it's stuck in this channel. So that is the goal. I'm not sure how far we're gonna get in this video. I'm gonna get the packages opened up, get this truck where we can kind of scoot it more that way so we have more room to work and see what we have to work with. Okay, so we got a game plan in place. I just don't have the flat stock. I thought I had it, so I'm gonna go run out and get it. These doors already kind of fit good. My thought is we'll get them mounted on the hinges. We'll get all 4 doors mounted. And then as we go through, we'll cut our striker holds here. And then big thanks to Yeti Diesel, Zach Luce over there, gave us all the hinges and all of the strikers and all of the door handles. So I'll have pretty much a factory door on the outside, which is what we were going for. I'm a little disappointed these are scratched up, but oh well, whatever. It would have happened regardless. So we'll get all this mounted up, and basically we're going to take flat stock with 2 bolts, and that will be inside of the door, and it'll go here. I just want to make sure everything's nice and clean. After a little quick run to Tractor Supply, we have our 7-inch pieces. These are all 7 inches long. This is 1.5 inch, 1/8 inch, just mild steel. It was funny when I was doing all this, I was talking to Nick Bell, and you know, pro mod guys are a little different. He's like, oh, I'll make it out of aluminum, and this to me it's not worth doing it out of aluminum. I'll just do it out of mild steel. The 1.5 inch should give us a really nice sandwich on this plate here. So I was worried with the inch you wouldn't have as much contact. With this, it should be just fine. Now, I thought the cool part about all this is we should be able to just hold this up and basically sharpie our marks, drill our holes. Once we drill our holes, we could put our bolts in. And this bracket essentially begins to move. So we're going to shoot for center here. Should give us a little bit of room to kind of jog this around, so to speak. And then we can also, on the door itself, have a little bit bigger of a hole. I'm not talking like 1/2 inch hole. I'm thinking we go just the bolt size on this hole, and then maybe go 1 drill bit size up on the door itself to create this panel. I don't think we'll need a ton of adjustment, so to speak, on our brackets, is the hope, at least. And I tell you what, guys, we finished getting this inside at the right time, because man, that wind is brutal outside. So we'll hold this up, sketch our marks, drill our holes, and I think I got some bolts at our Tractor Supply too. I think M8 is going to be, yep, M8 will work. I was thinking about M6, but M8 seems to be better. So I'm going to go ahead and get our first 2 brackets kind of made up. I also have to essentially make an incision on this door to feed the brackets through. I don't know how much of this I want to remove. Again, talking to Nick Bell, looking at others, a lot of people just absolutely destroy the inside of this door panel, and we very well might. But for right now, we are going to just probably make a hole saw incision here and here, and kind of keep the integrity of the door until we know what we're doing. Once these are final mounted on the truck and we can kind of see what happens, then we can make the determination to cut. Again, very easy to cut small and then open it bigger later. It's next to impossible to get the strength of these fiberglass doors once you start removing too much material. So again, it was crazy. Nick told me like Tony Durhammer had his doors mounted and like done in 4 hours. We'll be lucky if it's done in a couple of days. Okay, so here are our plates. They're labeled passenger front bottom, passenger front upper. And here are our hole saw incisions. I used a 3-inch hole saw. Tried to keep it where you could make a straight line. A little low, but oh well. The big thing was Nick was saying that they kept 1 inch of material where it bows out. So that's about what I did, about 1.5 inches. So we'll see. I just don't know if the structural integrity of the door is that important. I don't know. We'll figure this out. But figure the passenger side front will give us a good leg up on the passenger or the driver front. And if I want to screw up, I'd rather screw up on the front passenger than the front driver, the one that's going to get used the most. So we'll hammer it out on this one and then figure it out for the driver's side. All right. Door 1 mounted. Had to get Kyla out here. It was just too hard to... This door it's not heavy. It's just so awkward, right? Because it's so big. But definitely going to need some limiting straps. But I like it thus far. Like I said, we'll figure out a solution for being able to open the door and then take it off. But now you guys can kind of see what I mean. We'll open and then lift up. So door 1, and I gotta be honest, whoever, I think GTS made these markings. I mean, spot on. I was scared to cut. Again, I don't want to cut something and then can't put it back. So a lot of just figuring out here, but that's like spot on. Oh, got our latch somehow, some way. That fits good. You really gotta kind of slam the door to get it to like go, because all the threshold. And then I just got our, like so. But you don't want to slam it necessarily. You most so just want to like that. Just kind of. I think it's all the weather stripping. But man, that actually looks pretty good. Like on the truck. Maybe a little high. But I don't hate it. Let's take a look at it down here. I mean, I don't hate it. Maybe a little high, like I said, but we could probably slide this stuff down. See if we can't adjust it. We can also put washers in it to kind of kick it one way or the other, but I don't hate it. It looks OEM. And the latch part was easy. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. This whole thing has not been that bad. I think these are also slotted as well. Actually, I'm almost positive they are. Might be able to cheat the door down that way. Let me give her a go. Okay, so again, we made these simple brackets. This is the bottom. This is the top. And for those of you guys that maybe are struggling with this concept, this is kind of how it works here. Fit in nice and tight. It's kind of how you want it. You don't want a ton of slop here. I did make these door holes a little bit bigger. My thought process there was it allows for a little bit more movement to line up the door, so to speak. So this one, pretty tight fit, but we'll figure out where it's tight at. Okay, so we'll kind of just notch that a little bit, and it'll help line everything up. So I fought with this back door, not so much on installing, but they don't match up very well. And that is disappointing. So I'm going to call GTS in the morning and see, like, is there a way to just kind of get it a little hot and tweak the bottom? I think if I was going to do anything, I'd probably... Yeah, see, it's just, they're off a little bit. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to accept race truck for race truck, but still, like, that gap is... bad. Really bad. But up top here, it doesn't look bad. It's just, we gotta suck that corner in, which I'm not gonna say I was fully prepared to do, but they do sell little clips that go in this corner window here that will lock that corner down. But all in all, not terrible. I guess the real test will be put a fender on and see, because the fender should be pretty accurate. We have this back part of the cab here. I'm not exactly sure how I locked myself out of this door. I guess we'll have to dive into that, but this looks right. The cab and the door. So my guess is this door needs to come down just a hair. And I'm really not sure how to do that. Maybe I need to move the latch up. I'm not sure. I already moved the latch down. That helped a little bit, and it also ever so slight. It's like it just needs a little help getting in there. Fun. Fiberglass. Hopefully the other side doesn't fight us as bad. I wonder if just sitting for so long on that pallet shrink wrapped, warped them. Hard to tell. I think a little heat would probably change the attitude. I really think it's this piece here. There's a big gap that needs to go in quite a bit, which almost makes it seem like the bottom of the door needs to come this way. Maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll try. I don't know. I'm gonna play with it some more, but at least you guys can see one's on. Okay, so it turns out they do fit better. My problem, I didn't notch this striker far enough. So now that the striker's latched far enough, also feels really solid. The only issue is the top, which I think is just due to how the material is. But now we got, look at that. Nice straight there. That is nice. Got a decent door gap. It gets a little bigger in spots, but I don't think there's much we're going to be able to do with that. And now we have a much better blend here. Still a little too much maybe in there, but you know, it is fiberglass. It is a race truck. You know, maybe this is one of those things I screw around with later. It'd be easy to wrap the truck and still modify the door. So I don't think it's really going to hold us up. The other thing is we might be able to push like with the window. If we do the holes real tight, it might try to bow this out naturally. So all in all, not terrible. And this is slowly the fit up. Now, obviously I have to do my door latches for the exterior, but at least for right now, I figured out it was the child lock thing broke. Now this door opens. This one we'll put limiting straps on, but all in all, it feels really good. I like that we kept a lot of this door shut, and I think what I'm gonna do is come up with some kind of apparatus here, maybe Tim McCamus or something, door kit to mount this, but I don't know how much more. What we'll do is we'll take the saw and make these holes like nice ovals, but I don't know how much I really want to attack the door. There's just, I feel like the more material you take out, the less structure you have. The less structure you have, the more wind can get under here and beat it. That's why that edge and that edge are important, because as we get on the track, the wind is going to try and pry that apart. So we'll figure out a solution to that. I think it's going to be kind of grabbing it like this, but we shall see. In closing, guys, hopefully you are enjoying the new race truck stuff. I know it's been a while since we've dealt with this, and it's good to be back. I'm excited. Progress is being made. I think we can have the doors done by next weekend. I think that's a realistic goal. Once we get the doors done, we have to do some painting. Everyone recommend you paint, like you basically put the window on, see where the window's gonna lay, paint this material under the window, and then paint where the window intersects with this to hide all of it. So we'll do that whilst we build the engine. We do have an engine build for this coming, and that'll kind of let us bounce around. I also got to figure out the wrap, as well as the turbo setup, which I can't wait till the turbos get here. You guys will be the first people to probably see it. They're bigger than what we had. Hopefully we don't lose too much drivability as far as spooling, stuff like that, but that will remain to be seen. Hopefully you guys like this one. Drop your comments down below. Subscribe if you are not already. Also, if I decide to sell any of these parts, Gordon Lindemood gets first dibs. He's been asking me about my PXR doors. He will be the first one to get a crack at it. After that, we can move on. But we'll sell the doors and the bed all together. All PXR, rust-free. Doors came from North Carolina. Bed came from Florida. But again, do not ask me until I'll re-mention it if Gordon backs out. But he gets first dibs. Like this one, drop your comments down below, subscribe if you're not already, and as always, I'll catch y'all on the next one.